Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. As we know, on July 6th, 1924, I believe, July 24th, 1923, Lausanne Treaty was signed by Turkey in Switzerland, and the location was called Lausanne. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. So the treaty was named after the location, Lausanne Treaty, Switzerland, in 1923, July 24th. And the treaty actually got in effect in 1924, the next year, on August 6th. And the treaty was basically saying that the Ottoman Empire, they will have to withdraw all their troops and their influences over the Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia and those countries, and part of Europe, because remember, Ottoman Empire, they were ruling over Jerusalem, they were ruling over Middle Eastern countries, Palestine, they were ruling over Europe, some places there. And so the treaty basically says that you guys need to withdraw your troops, and you will not expand your Ottoman Empire anymore. And after that, Kemal Atatürk, he came into power and he banned hijab, he made Turkey a secular country, and that went on for a long time. Now, this is very interesting and very important. The treaty, according to the international law, will expire in 100 years. So in other words, any treaty that is made by the UN, the United Nations, under the international law, will expire in 100 years. So once that expires, means 2023, which is 3 years from now, July 24th, 2023, Ottoman Empire, Turkey, will not have to abide by the same treaty anymore, by the same rules and the policies that were in place. In other words, Turkey will be able to expand its influence, its territories. If they want to go into Syria, they are already in Syria, they are already in Lebanon, they're already in many other countries. Somalia is a good example. What I'm trying to get you at is that because after that, since the treaty will expire in 100 years, which is 2023, Ottoman Empire, the Turkish people, the Erdogan, he might try to retake those lost territories, those lost countries. He's already doing it. The reason I'm saying it is because he's already doing it. As I mentioned, he's already in Lebanon, he's already in Syria, and many other countries, Somalia. Turkey's presence are being felt in many African countries as well. As soon as the treaty will expire and they will not have to be accountable for what they do in terms of expanding their territories and power, Turkish government, Erdogan, may try to retake. Because remember, Mali is a country that was under the French colonial power. Once that power left, France is still trying to get Mali back, in terms of not like by sending troops and occupying the country, but by influencing their policies, telling them what to do, what not to do, in other words, right? So the coming of the Mahdi that we talk about, all right, yes, I mentioned that he'll not be coming in anytime soon, according to my understanding. But again, Allahu Alam, yuslihullahu fi layli. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Azza wa Jal will do sulah of Mahdi in one night. So we do not know exactly when he will come, but according to my understanding, he's not coming anytime soon. And at the same time, when we look at the Muslim countries, the Muslim nations, how we are dealing in terms of international politics, it is a good sign that maybe Allah will send Mahdi sooner than we have expected. And that could well happen in the year 2023, 2024. So we have to keep our eyes open and try to find out what is happening in the world, especially in international politics. Try to understand the hadith that we talk about in this channel a lot, and see if indeed the coming of the Mahdi is near, or when we can expect him to come. And as you know, that the Shia people, many other groups, they're also waiting for the Mahdi, coming of the Mahdi, and also the Sunni Muslim. We are also waiting for them, the Sunni Muslim, right? But again, something I want to talk to you about the Turkish treaty that will expire and Allah alam what Turkey will do, what Erdogan will do. But my hope, my prayer is that if he does go to for an expansion of his territory and influence and power over other countries, I hope and pray that Allah will make it easy for him and for all the Muslims, so that we can be united under one leader. And in this case, right now, the only leader we have really is Erdogan. He's the only guy who really cares about Palestine. He's the only guy, he's the only leader who really cares about Muslim suffering in Myanmar. I mean, China, everywhere, Pakistan, India. He talks about the Muslims wherever they're being oppressed. And so this is why there is no other way to say that there is no reason for us to say, there is no reason for us to say that he is not the right guy. He is the right guy. He cares about the Muslims. And he paid the price for it. When US put sanction on Turkey, their currency fell, lira. One of the reasons Turkey was under sanction by the states is because of their relationship with Palestine and their relationship with Israel. US doesn't like it. And so they took the prisoner excuse. And remember, there was a priest, he was imprisoned by the Turkish government, and he's from the States. So US decided to put sanction on Turkey using that priest imprisonment as an excuse. I mean, this is a lame excuse, right? But nevertheless, they tried to impose sanction also because not only that the priest was imprisoned, but also because Turkey's open support for the Muslims all over the world. And now they're getting back on track because Trump figured out that Erdogan is a tough leader. If he really wants to get things done from Erdogan, he needs to ease restriction and lift sanctions. And so, in other words, it was a big victory for Erdogan, and it is a big victory for the Muslims that people like Trump is actually respecting him. He doesn't respect anybody. Remember, Trump doesn't like the European leaders at all. Like, he doesn't get along with anyone. Macron, Merkel, the French, Germany, UK, he doesn't like them, and he doesn't get along. But when it comes to Erdogan, he is very careful. He says in one interview that he's my best friend from day one. And the reason is because they understood the power of the Turks, the power of Turkey, and their past history, the Ottoman Empire. So don't take it for granted. Don't take Turkey for granted. Inshallah, we hope and pray Allah will guide the people of Turkey, make Erdogan the leader of the Muslim world, and make his voice stronger, because if he gets his voice heard and if he's very vocal and people are really taking notice of him, then who will benefit? Who will benefit? The Muslims, the oppressed Muslims. I mean, look at the other countries. They're going against Muslim countries, and I don't have to name them. These people are killing each other. Turkey is the only country that says, don't do it, stop it, and they are the one who stand by with the Muslims. So again, dear brothers and sisters, we hope and pray the coming of the Mahdi will be inshallah soon, and these are all good signs that we're seeing through the Turkish effort to expand the territory and get rid of this treaty that they signed in the year 1923. We hope, probably there will be no khilafah of like Ottoman Empire, because the hadith is very clear. Rasulullah, he mentioned that at the end of the time, the khilafah, the nubuwah, will be the khilafah will come back just like it was in the beginning. Okay, it will be on the nubuwah of Rasulullah. The khilafah of the end of time is on the nubuwah, or on the path of the Prophet ﷺ, and that can be only possible through a righteous man like the Mahdi. And also, the Mahdi is not it's not a name. Remember, the Mahdi is a title. He's called. His name is Muhammad bin Abdullah. His name is resembling with the name of Rasulullah ﷺ, and his father's name also resembles with their father's name of Rasulullah ﷺ. So no, he is not somebody to be taken for granted. When he comes, he will, rule over the world on the haqq, on the path of haqq, not on the path of batil, and he would not care about what other countries say. He will strictly follow the rule of Allah Azza wa Jal, and he will help and lift the ummah, and that can only be possible through a righteous man like him. So again, we hope and pray that the coming of the Mahdi will be inshallah soon. We need to be again aware of the international politics, of our religious side of it. Like, you have to understand everything. If you really want to be a follower of the Mahdi, you need to be prepared for it, right? Just like the people of Dajjal are preparing for his coming, we need to be prepared for the coming of our Mahdi, so that inshallah when he is here, it will be easy for us to understand, to recognize him, and to follow him. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. Again, if you're new here, consider subscribing, like this video. If you did, share this video, leave a comment, inshallah I'll get back to you, and I will see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum.